Hello, hello, hello. It's Niilo here, and today we are going to talk about some finer points of Irish bouzouki playing. So the bouzouki is usually tuned in this open tuning so that I can use just one hand and get this nice ringing D chord out. Or if we are playing a song in different key, then I just put the capo here and it presses down all the strings and gives me the same kind of ringing chord that is needed for that song. And I usually tend to put the capo down so that there are as many of these open voices as possible belong to the key of the song, so that I don't have to press down so many strings and get these nice chords out. In some songs where to put the capo is just down to the sound. For example, I could play the same chords up here, or without the capo down here, and get some more meat into those chords. But for example, if the keyboards and violin are both playing from the low register, then this will just muddy things up, and then I go up here and add some more that tingly stuff on top. But then again, on some songs, using the capo is just a way to reach all the notes that are needed for that particular thing, especially for the melody things. And there are a couple of songs on the new album that I think I'll try to recreate here, because I don't exactly remember what I did on them on the record, and we haven't been playing them on the rehearsals after the recording, so it will be interesting. So here's Back to You. So it opens up with this D sus4, I guess. And okay, this is on the record. I managed to play it so that all four notes are ringing at the same time, but now if I play it from here, I have to kind of play these two notes from the same string and they don't ring at the same time. So I guess I could do like but still this second note cuts short because I had to use the same string for another note. So I guess I used the capo here. Let's try it here. So now I have my D minor here. Still the same problem. So bring it down a notch. So now my D minor is here. Perfect. So now I get to use all my four strings and all the notes ring at the same time. And the next chord, this is C sus2, I guess. And the problem here is in order to move my hand, I need to stop the sound. And I guess that's not what we are hearing on the record. It rings almost all the way through, so. And if I just move my hand quickly, there's some squeakiness involved. So I guess I did the old Jimi Hendrix trick here and used my thumb instead of fingers. So now I can play this guy here and then just move these fingers down and don't have to move my hand at all. Yeah, I guess this was pretty much it. Okay, on the third chord, again I'm run out of voices, but I guess this one I left as it is because, well, I guess I could have done something like this is trying to get a bit painful. Yeah, but this is, as you can see, a bit ridiculous. So it's just, I can live with that. Yeah, so that's how I play Back to You. And another song where I remember I had to do some pretty careful buzuki arrangement was I Don't Want to Leave. Well, there's this very soft and tender finger picking part with just the buzuki and vocals, so every note has to be perfect and there are no squeaks and scratches allowed. So let's listen what I played there.
Trying to just hang on, I know it's almost gone. Time has no mercy on what's needed most.
Okay, and just the buzuki. Okay. I'm pretty sure I must have had the capo here because that's the only way I can have the low note ringing and still have the freedom to do stuff up here. Okay, so and okay, this is the first chord was pretty simple. Don't ask me what chord this is. I don't know what it is. It sounds nice. And again here I have, because I have this octave string here, I need to make sure I pick this way and not this way to get the low D instead of the high D. Okay, and the next chord is okay, so it's either this on the bottom or this. Now if I start from this string, it's interesting because I now have only 3 strings to use and 4 notes to play. So here again I have this problem that could do this, but then somehow it doesn't sound like that. It was probably like this, so I don't cut that one note short, but I do cut the second note short, but it has had time to ring for a longer time. Yeah, this is once again because all the notes go up but I have to pick first the lowest string and then the highest string and then the middle string and the higher string again. So it's difficult to tell my fingers which string to go to because it doesn't match the height of the notes, if you understand what I mean. But that's not all, because in the second verse I play so it's more like obviously I cannot play this string twice. So okay, so there I pick the upper string only of this octave play. So Yeah, I can remember spending quite a long evening with this one. Because I'm recording by myself, I'll just sit there in the middle of the room and play the whole song from start to finish and then repeat that as many times as it takes to do a perfect take from start to end. So that takes some time. So I hope you found this interesting. Well, I know you do because I know you watched all the way up to here. So something else next week. See you. Bye.